can also start and decide to take the long walk to your dream, to your success, to your desire, to your wish. Even at the workplace, you can be the best only if you stop pleasing others, if you stop competing with others, or if you stop comparing yourself with others. You can only be the best of yourself if you take decisions, key decisions, informed decisions. Number 4 is fear. Definitely, when you're not in control over your life, fear controls you. You start fearing those people you please. I fear becoming an author because my dad wanted me to become a policeman or a military person. Wow. So you are now fearing your dad. So you are now fearing your own dreams just because of your dad. People who always are affected by fear in their life are in trouble. There is, because fear is a negative energy. We have around 7 energy centers here. We call them chakras in the body. There is an energy here, 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 and there is an energy here. 7 chakras, centers of our energy. And they say homeostasis is the equilibrium. When all these energy centers are in equilibrium or in a static, in a positive flow, you're likely to be healthy throughout all your life. Fear is a negative energy. It disorganizes all the energy centers in our body. You can imagine, that's why very many people have phobias. Someone says, I have a phobia of speaking on TV. People fear a camera. How do you fear a camera? How do you fear photos? There are people who fear photos. They have phobias against photos. You fear even technology. You fear even other human beings. How do you fear yourself? Why do you fear talking to people? It comes from ignorance. It means you don't know yourself. And if you don't know yourself, it means also you will not know your enemy. Most people blame their parents for failing in life. It is something of fear. It's a negative energy that has taken over their mindset and the whole body centers. Someone starts shivering as soon as the camera goes to them. And someone is camera shy. How do you fear taking a selfie? You even don't feel good about yourself. How do you tell me that you fear a camera? You fear talking to people. Do you fear talking to yourself? How dare you? It means you are not in control over your destiny. It means you are not living your life. And this is why human beings have failed. And that is why Immanuel Kant said, until the death of dogma, until dogma dies, will human beings start being moral. So why is morality failing? Ethics are failing us. It's because we fear. Dogma. We have a lot of dogma. Now, African society is so dogmatized. Religion has dogmatized us. Our cultural saying, the values or beliefs have dogmatized us. And that's why we fear our elderly, we fear our elders, we even fear ministers, we fear the people that we vote in power. How do you fear a president? How do you fear a military person who is supposed to protect you? Even people cannot fear to go to the LOC1. They fear to go to the RDC's office. They fear to go to the president's office. They even fear writing a letter to the president or to the parliament. How do you fear yourself? You fear the powers that control you. And that's why Erich Fromm talks about powerlessness. That the biggest person is entirely powerless. For everything that we do, we have feared. We fear everything. We fear technology. You fear using the phone that you have. That is the beginning of ignorance and the beginning of failure. You've got to face your fears. If you fear poverty, it is on you. You've got to read about it, the details of poverty, for it not to have control over you. You've got to know. That's why Jesus Christ says, you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. In other words, it depends on what you know about what stops you from succeeding that is going to loosen you to become that wolf that comes out to go for their dreams and their plans and excellence. Because behavior which is controlled by fear will be miscalculated behavior. That's why in most cases, when you fear the camera, when you look at it, you will shiver. You will feel terrified. And it makes you lack confidence. So fear takes confidence. Fear takes confidence because it has disorganized your chakras, your energy centers. And when you fear beautiful girls, most men even fear beautiful girls. And most beautiful girls even fear rich men. Oh, and that is ignorance. It is ignorance. When you fear certain things that you want or you wish, definitely you are out of control. You're out of touch with your own reality. Creating your own world takes that power of imagination and seeing all those things that actually affect you, your life. You've got to know what stops you from succeeding for you to succeed. You cannot hate poverty when you don't have the knowledge about it. Courage only comes from knowledge. That's, the philosophers talked about all that. So fear comes from the ignorance of the things that you fear. So it is very important that you face your fears. How do you face your fears? By knowing what you fear in its full entirety. That's why I wrote about the nature of poverty in Uganda and in Africa, actually. This is a book for Africans. The tragedy of the poor is the poverty in the aspirations. So when we aspire to be rich, you fear even rich men. You wish to fly an aeroplane, you want to be a pilot, but when the aeroplane lands there and they say, go and enter it, you are already fearing it. How do you fear your dreams? How do you fear your desires? How do you fear what is inside you? And this is where our instincts fail. Fear takes our instincts. And that is why we fail to adapt to life. We fail to adapt to rules that actually make us the best we can in life. These books are yours. You've got to call me and follow me so that you can get all the copies of these books. There is the sick youth of Africa, the sick woman of Africa, and these are the things that are going to make us face our fear. You fear poverty, and that's why it is on your family, and that's why it is in your house. That is why you need to change the situation. I also have making institutions work in Uganda. Institutions are not working. I talked about bureaucracy because we love the comfort of idleness. People don't love doing things, and that's why we have corruption, bureaucracy. In Africa, it is killing us. You fear facing your wars, your differences with other people. How do you run from yourself? Because you are out of touch with reality, you will fear anything. You will fear your dreams, you will fear what you can be. Actually, people fear success. People wish and pray to God, I want to be successful. But they fear the confidence, the brevity that comes with being successful. When a rich person reaches there, they won't go to them. They won't even ask them. And that's why actually in the Bible, in the Proverbs, it says that only a fool, when he meets a king, he doesn't have what to say. So most people, we have presidents, but we fear them. We fear going to them. Even we fear our members of parliament. We fear our senators. How people fear authors. They say, hey, he has a lot of knowledge. Why shouldn't you go there and get that piece of knowledge from him? Why should you fear yourself? So fear takes away everything. Takes away your instincts. Your instincts can never grow as a human being, can never mature. You can never develop emotional intelligence and confidence to handle yourself, to handle your fears, if you're not informed about those very things that you fear. Face your fears. You are going to see how psychologically and intellectually and spiritually you master your way to success. You have the knowledge. And that's why I said the poor actually has wisdom. He has wisdom. You are poor, you have the wisdom to get out of poverty. You have the wisdom, and this tells you your poverty is yours. That's why Bill Gates said, there is no problem if you're born poor. The real problem is when you remain poor. If you're born poor, no problem. You're born poor. Yeah, I was born in a poor background, but I don't have to remain so. You have the power to be there. When you fear, when you lack those instincts, you won't adjust. And we fail to adapt to life because we fear change. People fear change. How do you fear nature? And that's why human beings are left behind. We are still in wars. You see the war in Ukraine against Russia. You see what they're doing. You see what Syria is up to. You see what Iraq is up to. You see what is happening, Israel and Palestine. We love wars, and the wars kill us. That's why I talk about, because he lost his reputation, he lost a kingdom. We shall lose our life because we have lost our reputation as human beings. You cannot fear change. We need to adapt to the things that we think of achieving. You've got to adjust your values, your norms, your beliefs towards those things you want to achieve. Number 5, last but not least, but actually the most powerful, poor or bad health is a stopper for your success. The father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, said, any wise man must know that health is the first and most important thing in life. Poor or bad health. Most of us, we have failed to adjust to the right feeding, the things that we eat, the things, even the music. Music gives you life. What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of music do you cope with? What kind of music do you enjoy? What kind of things actually interest you in life? Health, your health actually determines your power over your life. When your health is poor, definitely the quality of your life also is low. So it is very important that you master having a good health. The things that you eat, the things that you drink, your health is the only way you are going to achieve anything in life. Whether you work for a state house, whether you work for a palace or kingdom, whether you work for the pharaohs, whether you are in whatever palace, even when you're in heaven, there is food. So health is very important. You need to have the maturity to understand what not to eat, what to drink, and what not to drink. Also, the thoughts that you think. All those things are things that come into you. They talk about garbage in, garbage out. Or in the Proverbs, as it goes, as a man thinketh, so is he. Whatever you think, even the thoughts that you're feeding in your body, in your brain, in your emotions, in your behavior, all of them affect you because those things come out to create your choices. It creates your tastes and preferences in life. And these things stop us from achieving the things that actually could lead us to what we want to achieve. Excellence, as Aristotle said, is a behavior. What are our behaviors? So what are those things that make us behave the way we behave? The reason why you may not succeed in life, in the things that you wish to be or to achieve in life, your behavior, the values, the beliefs, all those things that come inside you, they are the ones that get out of you. And that's why the Bible actually advises, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it comes the issue of life. All the life comes out of inside, what we get inside our heads and inside our bodies. If you don't exercise, your body dies. If you don't use your mind, your body, your brain dies. If you don't eat fresh food, if you don't eat fresh stuff, drink fresh stuff, your body also dies, because whatever dead food you eat in your body dies to them. Eat fresh food, your body will remain fresh. Very simple mathematics. And that is the only way you're going to succeed. Thank you for that following and that attention you've given to this view. Now, what are those strategies? You may ask, what are those strategies that help you to keep you in the momentum for success? That should be your next discussion or our next discussion. The only way to keep your momentum for success is through these 4 points that I am going to share with you. Number 1, the vision to get where you are. Being consultative in character and in nature, and then being an idealist, and then having the courage to follow your vision. Those 4 things. Keeping the momentum for your success is very important. Vision gives you the way towards that which you want to achieve. Number 1. Vision is developed by 1, the quality of your mind, your mindset. Your mindset. What do you see? Vision is light. Vision is everything in life. That's why the Proverbs say, where there is no vision, people perish. If there was no light, you would not know colors, because the colors are made distinct when there is light. Vision will help you to see where you want to be. So what enhances you to know that this thing is wrong or this is right? Vision. Now that vision is knowledge. It is information. For he has said, when you know the truth, so knowing is the vision. In other words, vision opens your mind. Vision opens your mind to those things that are in nature. What do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? You've got to know your motivation. You've got to know the motive behind what you want to achieve. That's why the philosopher Socrates said, do not praise a man until you know how he uses his wealth. Do not praise a man until you know how he uses his wealth. What do you want to use your... Now, my dream is to write books or to make a mark on earth, to add knowledge, to add value to society. Today, we talk about value addition in Uganda here. We're talking about value addition in coffee, in cocoa, in all our products in Africa. Because actually, most people have been complaining about the quality of products coming from Africa. Value addition comes from knowledge, comes from information. That means there is right information and there is poor information. As I told you earlier, positivity can stop you from succeeding. In most cases, most people don't have the right knowledge. And education has taught most of us not to know the right things to know, or the right things to read, the right things to pay attention to. And that's why you need to have the right knowledge about what you actually want. Why do you actually want it? That is how vision is created. That's how vision... Now, that's, I quote in one of the books, the great Muhammad Ali said, wars between nations are fought to change maps, but wars on poverty are fought to map change, Countries fight each other so that they can change their maps, just like you see what is happening in Syria, in Ukraine. And then Ukraine and Russia, they want to annex the whole of Ukraine, take it back. They fight for that. You see what the war in Israel, Palestine, changing maps. But Muhammad Ali said, wars on poverty are fought to map change. These books I wrote on the poverty in Africa are map changers. This is vision. This is vision. This is vision for my society. This is vision for any society out there. The poverty in Africa is the same poverty in America, is the same poverty in Asia. So, what is the vision that can help us to map change? That's why most people don't like change, because they don't have the vision for the consequences of taking the decision, the next step of changing their life. So people fear change because they don't have the vision. They don't have the information. They don't have the knowledge that helps them to map that change to which they are supposed to act to. That's why we have poor instinct. Vision sharpens our instinct to act right or to act in a timely manner in any way. Not every time is time for acting. Most of us will need to think. That's why there is one author called John Charles who said he classifies two failures in life: those who didn't do and those who did but didn't think. That was his classification of failures in life. Those who didn't do and those who did and didn't think. So what enhances the right thinking? You might be out there and say, what is the wrong and right? There is always wrong and right. If there is color blue and color red and there is color purple, there is color white. Because of light, you have seen the distinct. That means in life, there must be the right and wrong. There is good information and there is bad information. As I told you, positivity can affect you, can stop you from succeeding. So, I'm not telling you to just think of becoming the next Thomas Edison. No. Have the vision, have the information to take the right decision. Take the right beliefs and values in life, which make you resilient or flexible in life to change towards those things you're supposed to change to. And the more you use your instinct to take those decisions for the right knowledge, using the right knowledge, you increase your instinct and the speed, and you pile the experience of doing the right things. So vision enhances the right character and the right excellence in the things that you want to do. So, number 2, be consultative. Definitely. When you are a person who is driven by vision, you even consult. That's why a person with a vision, a person who wishes to have a vision, will consult books. That's why the philosophers have been talking about the love of learning, the love of knowledge. This is the only way you can adjust towards life's changing thing. Just like in phototropism, a plant left in a dark will follow that little flicker of light that is cut through a hole as it is growing. Why? It wants the light. If you want to do things excellently, learn. Know how to learn. And also, one of the processes of knowing how to learn is to de-learn those things that hold us back from learning. Cut those beliefs, those values, those tastes and preferences, that bad music that stops you from learning something. Cut it off, and build the other one. And this is the only way you will be consultative in nature. You will have the learning culture. And today, as Peter Drucker talks about, we are in a knowledge economy. We are in a knowledge society. We are in an information age, whereby we are seeking innovation and creativity. As we are crying of unemployment, high unemployment rates in the world, the youth are so much unemployed in Africa. They are so much depressed because of this. It's because they lack consultation. In one of the books on the sick youth of Africa, that 9th edition, I quote the African saying on its book cover that a child is what you put into it. So who puts in a child what they know? The peers, because the youth always love being with their peers. Even older people, older agers, they love being with older age. But if you only limit yourself to certain people who think like you, who feel like you, who dress like you, who dream like you, how are you going to know what you don't know? There is another problem there. They say birds of the same feather flock together. The bird of the same feather is not a good one to hang out with. Definitely, if you're poor, don't fear approaching a rich person. If you're not confident, get some knowledge about the person who is confident. Just rub shoulders with them and you'll find yourself acting so. It's as simple as that. Being consultative is going forward into knowing those things that we don't know. How did you know that you don't know how to succeed? It is because you have the knowledge. And that's why I talk about the responsibility that comes with being poor. The poor have got knowledge. They only need to be consultative. You need to be consultative. That is the second most forward principle that you need to keep in the momentum, to be ready for success. In order to be ready for success, just keep consulting. Don't be idle. Consult. Get to know. That's why I talked about one of the strategies for the youth to have employment is to make themselves busy reading, get into the libraries. And that's why we need to understand this is the only way the knowledge economy is going to be efficiently mastered. Because for us to be consultative is to actually be curious about those things we are not in the know of. If you don't know something, go out and look for it. Go out and seek to know it. The only thing is to get out of your comfort zone. To be consultative is to be research-oriented, and that is to be result-oriented. Every time you move to the opposite direction from where you are, you change your course, you change the way you feel, you change your destiny, you start to control your environment, you control your fate. It means you're not going to blame anyone for your failure. People who blame others, blame game players, or in most cases are those wishful people who actually refused to learn, to consult. As the proverb says in the Bible, as irons sharpen, as iron sharpens iron, so do men sharpen men. It is a big problem that we still kill men. We don't tolerate others because of their races, of their tribes, of their geographical difference. When a rich person says, I don't want to associate him with poor people, he is poor. To get him after 10 years, he will go down. Why? You have to be consultative. Actually, there is a story in the Bible that says there is a poor man who advised a city and saved the city, but after he was forgotten. There is a big problem in the things that we are doing in life. And that's why human beings' instinct have only developed, have gone down, and we have refused to be human to others. It is such a big problem. We ought to be consultative in character. We are sharpened by others. A white man can sharpen you and make you the best. The black man can sharpen a white man and make him human enough. You don't need to discriminate anyone against race or ethnic. Why are ethnic wars so rampant in Africa? Not consultative at all. We don't see anything human about our brother and sister. And that's why we say, am I my brother's keeper? And Immanuel Kant, in one of his principles of discussing the purpose of education, is to reconstruct humanity, or to also help humanity to continuity of humanity. That's why it says the purpose of education. So why do we study? To make others great, to make others good, to improve the life of others. So why are we discriminating ourselves with that income inequality? I am not as rich as the other rich person, therefore I hate rich people. Or a poor person says, I hate poor people because they are poor. But you can get knowledge from them. We sharpen each other. A poor man needs a rich man. A rich man needs the poor man for consultative. We need to be consultative in nature. This is the only way human beings are going to respect themselves, and also to ride on the shoulders of others to become great. So that's where our education even has failed. Why? We are not consultative. Education will not fulfill its purpose in human beings until we are consultative. Definitely, we don't consult animals. We consult other human beings. That's why in actually you can see that in most of these books, I have people who I quote people, Adam Smith, I quote the Ghanaian saying, I quote great people like Peter Drucker. You see so many quotes. Why? I'm consultative. I believe I can learn from another person by bringing them closer to me. The only way you can be ready for success is to be consultative. Become consultative. That's why I talked about you've got to go and read. Get to go and read about a problem. You read about a social problem for you to avoid it, to solve it. The only way you can act yourself out of your situation is you have got to get out of your comfort zone, go and learn about it. You have to be consultative, and you have got to avoid being closed-minded against other people. You don't need to be so superior complex. There is that problem of superiority complex and inferiority complex. But the reason why we are inferior or superior over others, we are egoistically superior, is because of lack of consultation. We don't mingle with others. The social life is very important. It's very important for your success because that is the only way you will know where the market of your product is. If you want to be a doctor, you will know where a sick person is. Only if you become consultative. You can only be a perfect and efficient lawyer if you know the people who are suffering so that you fight for their rights. That is being consultative. You be community conscious. And that increases your instinct for solving a social problem. And when you solve a problem, definitely you master the art of being productive. And that is the only way you can be ready for success. The other fourth and last point is being an idealist. In the words of the great Henry Ford, he said, to him, an idealist is a person who helps others to succeed. How do you succeed? By helping others to succeed, making other people's lives easier. You see that principle? That is one of the ways to be in the zone or to be ready for success. Because life is not about fulfilling our desires first. If you see there is a need for helping your brother, get out there and help others. And that's why Immanuel Kant talked about education must teach a child how to help others. The child has to be taught to help others. So education teaches us to be problem solvers. In other words, you can never be rich until you have helped another person to become rich. So why do you fear going to offer a service? Even if it is free, you can do something to make another person rich. You don't need to fear making other people rich. You don't need to fear other people's success. So the reason why people lack ideas is because they are too selfish that they think to help others succeed is actually stepping on their rights or stepping on their own success. But the secret in being ready or in the zone for succeeding, as I talked about, as I talk about this in the Wisdom with Poverty and on this sick old age of Africa, is to gain our reputation. When you gain your reputation by helping others succeed or being effective in what they are doing, you are gaining a reputation. And that's why we always use our CVs to apply for jobs. What have you done in life? What have you done for another company? If you have more experience, they give you a job. Very simple. Psychology. What have you done? How many books have you written for you to become a great author or a great thinker? And how many people have you helped become healthy for you to become a good doctor? You cannot become an effective doctor unless you have helped a number of people to solve their problem. It is very important that you master the art of being an idealist. Help others to succeed, you increase your reputation. That is the only way you can increase the character and the readiness for success. I thank you for following me today. Follow me on my Facebook page, Samuel Author, and also on my Twitter, at Linda Sam. Linda Sam. Also, you can email me, ahewasam@gmail.com. And thank you for viewing me today. I see you in my next issue. God bless you.